What's up everyone, some guy here with another Alliance War video. Season 22, war number 10, where we're seeing Cadbull. This one is a little interesting because they are using flow tactics. Well, I haven't seen flow in a while, probably since like maybe last season, maybe even before that. But anyway, my Quake finally gets to shine in flow. But first fight here, we have Taskmaster on Ebb and Flow Knockdown. I was gonna use Nick Fury, but I decided to use Guillotine in 2099 to ramp her up, because I knew after a while he will be immune to like most of the debuffs. So that's why I didn't choose to use Nick Fury, because he'll be immune to the bleed pretty quickly. This one is a fairly nice placement just because since after a while he becomes stun immune, you aren't able, it's harder to knock him down. You will have to knock him down with specials. But I didn't want to knock him down with specials just because I wanted to save mine SP3 for the ramp up. As you can see, I'm having a little bit trouble parrying. But this one is a pretty long fight just because he starts getting immune to like all the debuffs. It's a pretty boring. I do make a mistake towards the end-ish. Fortunately, the Nick Fury synergy and Quake does save me from more damage, but he does land a pretty nice crit on me. Taskmaster's special 1s and 2s are both pretty easy to fully evade. I don't have any trouble with that. It's mainly getting the intercepts in and controlling the power and managing the fight. That's probably the hardest part to this fight. And right here, he does land a pretty nice shallow intercept on me, and it does crit. But luckily, Nick Fury and Quake's energy does save me from getting more hits. Moving on, we have Korg here on Steady Build Up Fury. Since this is a flow tactic war, I don't have to worry about Korg being indestructible or anything from Stubborn, so I can freely Quake him. I'm just boosting up here, and it's just going to be a regular Quake and Jake fight. And going into the next fight is Nick Fury on the mini boss of Mixmaster. Again, he's not. This isn't stubborn, so I don't have to worry about the him being indestructible, especially in his second phase. So I can just really quick and shake, kind of just like Korg. Moving on to section 2 here, we have Domino on ebb and flow intercept. Luckily, Domino is fairly easy to shallow intercept. Her dash forward is pretty exaggerated, so you have time to punish her. I will be using my ramped up Guillotine 2099. She should melt her pretty nicely. So I do decide to throw my SP3 before she gets to 5%. Even though she has protection on, I just didn't want to bait another special, and luckily it does finish her off. Next fight here is Magik, pretty much on the same nodes. I'm just going to be using Quake. She pretty much ignores all the nodes and Magik's ability. And next up we have Darkhawk here on ebb and flow knockdown. Ebb and flow intercept and readable determination. He is usually on the tier 1 knockdown, ebb and flow knockdown nodes. I'm not sure why he's placed here. I don't really think there's anything with intercepting him or anything tricky with intercepting him. But I will be using Quake, so it will ignore all the nodes as well as his ability. I did purposely trigger the crumbling armor in the beginning just so I can get some free healing to counter some of the health that I'm losing from suicides. And up on the mini island, we have Hitmonkey here on Rage and Return Policy. It's a very common placement for him just because he is a glass cannon, so his health pool is fairly small. Most champs do tend to trigger rage against him, but Guillotine 99 is a really good choice against rage because most of her damage are energy based, so she can bypass rage pretty nicely. The only thing I probably have to worry about is make sure I'm baiting the special and punishing it correctly and not getting parried in the face. And another thing that I usually worry about on rage with using Guillotine 2099 is her SP3 at the end. I'm not sure if it will trigger rage. I think it does. I think rage does cap the SP3 damage. So most of the time I do try and push the opponent to 3 to 2%, because I think rage is capped at 2.5%. So I usually try to push the opponents to like 2% just to make sure Guillotine 29 does ramp up at the end. But it doesn't always work out to my favor. So we're getting close to the end here, and he's at 5% health, and Guillotine 2099's energy damage is pretty high now. I thought if I just hit him once and then use my speed 3, it'll be enough, but her energy damage was just too high, and it just killed Hitmonkey too fast, unfortunately. So right here, I am changing my mastery and taking off suicides because I will be taking this void with my rank 3 Nick Fury, and having suicides on against void is always a suicide mission. This void is on Enhanced Special 1 and Power Focus 1. I just have to make sure I am purifying the debuffs fast enough and managing the debuffs. Right there, I did get clipped. It looks like I wasn't paying attention to the stun timer. Nick Fury is usually a pretty good counter against Void with class advantage. Plus, every time you knock him down, you can purify a non-damaging debuff. So if I don't get to my 10th hit in time, I can always just parry and use my heavy to purify a debuff. Oh, and this node also has Hurt Locker, so I have to make sure I'm managing my rotating my specials correctly and not triggering Hurt Locker. Luckily, Nick Fury's Special 1 has like 8 hits, so it can usually help me purify debuffs pretty quickly. So right here, one of Void's debuffs is about to land on me, but I parry stun him right before it triggered, and I think Pacify stopped that from happening. I do have Pacify maxed out, so I thought that was pretty cool. So my last fight here is this OG Vision on aspect of evolution and improved power gain. I think this guy is SIG 200, so he will start the fight with 3 bars of power. I always thought using Quake with an invo boost would be a very reliable option, but it turns out I am wrong, because in order for Quake to shut down his synthesis power gain, you do have to have concussion up while his synthesis is triggering, but you can't have that up if he's dashing towards you. So that's what happened here, and every time he does raise a power, it does increase his ability accuracy. So I'm gonna use up all of my invulnerability boost here, and he right now he has like a lot of more than 100% ability accuracy for sure. So towards the end, my concussion won't be able to shut down his power gain, and he just kills me with the special 3, unfortunately. I am going to go back in here with Guillotine 2099. I just checked the boost and saw that invulnerability boost is still up. I was very lucky and able to get a parry at the start, which reduced his power, because Guillotine 2099 is a flow attacker, and every time she parries, she will lower the defender's power rate. So that was very lucky at the start. So from here, I'm just going to be spamming my SP1 to control his power. for the most part. Plus, I have the invulnerability boost in the back of my head just for safety, so I should be good for the most of the time. I am going to try and parry and keep that comeback power reduction at 3 to lower his power as much as possible. Right here towards the end here, I do get pretty lucky that he doesn't decide to throw his SP3, but I do have the invulnerability boost as well, so I wasn't too worried. Unfortunately, we do end up losing this war. I want to say it's because we were so used to fighting against Stubborn that we just kind of took us aback a little bit, but it's okay, we'll kick it back up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.